Hi, my name is Borys, and in this video we're going to be diving into the sound design of 3 stunning lead sounds for melodic house. We will be using the Wavetable synth, and I will show you exactly what's needed to get these professional sounding patches. Before we get into the video, if you like what we are doing on this channel, make sure to subscribe. We've got more content about Ableton coming up. If you'd like to learn Ableton 12 with all the foundations of music production, check out our beginner to advanced live 12 start to finish course, and make sure to also see the Everything Bundle Collector's Edition, which includes all of the courses, sound packs and project files in our store. And to see all of that, check the links in the video description. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so let's listen to fragment 1 for today. So the synth in question is this one right here. As you can see, we have quite an extensive chain of effects on top, but let's just group everything else. You can see we've got the arpeggiator that goes off in this last section over here. But other than that, we're just playing a simple melody. Alright, so let's just dissect this wavetable patch. First of all, we've got a saw wave. I'm going to disable the modulation. So we've got a saw wave, and on top we have white noise. By default, white noise just sounds like this. It's going to give you a tone. I am just using FM with a 47% tuning, 100% of amount. This already gives us nice noise, and then we are modulating it with LFO1. So just adding a bit of movement going up and down here in this oscillator 2 position. Alright, so with oscillator 1, of course, we have an envelope applied to the frequency of the filter. That's pretty obvious. Now, what we also have is the SMP drive mode on the filter, which gives us a bit more warmth. Without that, with the drive, you can just boost some of the harmonics here. And on top of this, we also have LFO2, which is giving us this touch of vibrato. So if we take this down, and if we increase it, so we are staying somewhere around 10% and just adding this by one step over here and the mod matrix to the global pitch of the synth. We are also using this attack feature because without it, it would start pitching it up and down immediately, and I'm just fading in this LFO so that with every note it fades in gradually. That's pretty much the entirety of this synth. Nothing more going on. Simple low-pass filter with noise on top. An awesome trick is also, of course, this arpeggiator. We are just using automation to turn it on in this section. And then we are also automating the rate. And we're just playing one single note. Now let's ungroup the audio effect chain and take a look at what's inside. First of all, we've got utility, which just turns down the gain, nothing special. Then we've got EQ, with which we're cutting some of the mids. And we are also doing a major high cut over here. Now also we have an envelope follower, and it just is tracking the gain of our sounds. And this envelope follower is being used with this audio effect track. So it's just capturing the gain of our sound. And in this audio effect track we have 2 chains. One is the dry chain where nothing happens. And the other is the wet chain where we have delay and ducking. and it's creating this hypnotic effect as if the sound was being reversed. So, simple ping pong delay here for stereo interest. And then we have ducking with shaper and utility. Classic trick, just assigning the shaper to the gain of utility for side chain. And this is very heavy. So with Alt, you can adjust the curve over here. And on top of this, we are also now mapping this envelope follower to the gain of this utility, so that every time the sound plays, we are ducking our delay. So you can see it goes down. And we also have an EQ to take off some highs on the delay. Now on top of this, simple sidechain to the kick and a clipping saturator, simple utility boosting the gain. So alright, that would be it for this sound. Let's take a look at the next fragment. We've got two layers of this sound. So first of all, of course, this analog saw. And then we've also got this nice background key, which is much more muffled. Alright, let's first of all take a look at the saw, and then we will dissect what's going on with this background key instrument. Alright, so I'm also just going to group all of our effects and just show you the dry wavetable synth. Alright, so we also have simple saw wave going through filter 1, and then we have white noise. Exact same technique as with synth number 1 today, only that we have a separate filter here, we're just letting in a bit more of that white noise. But these both are modulated by the same envelope, envelope 2 in this case. Now a crucial part of this sound is the glide, and because it's not possible to lock this wavetable to glide always, even if we are not overlapping notes, I had to just add simple short ghost notes at the start of each note in this pattern so that we get this sound. So we are just repeating the note that was played before, very short, and then just immediately having the next MIDI note. Of course, we are in mono mode with glide and 3 voices of classic unison, pretty simple. Let's take a look at the effects on top, which are quite extensive. So first of all, we have echo. Just pretty standard ping pong delay. Then we've got reverb. Nothing special there. The utility just reduces the gain. We've got vinyl distortion for some analog vibe. And this really adds that nice analog-ish drive. It's a really great effect if you use it carefully over here in this pinch setting. Then we are EQing the sound, just band passing it over here between 200 and 10K. And in mid-side mode, we are just reducing the side high frequencies. Okay, this one is quite a curious effect. So we are shifting the sound from right to left. Every 2 bars, actually, this is happening. So some of these hits are going to be landing on the left, some of these are going to be on the right, and quite high amount is chosen here in this autopan. So this is just spicing up our stereo signal. All right, so let's take a look at the second sort of key wavetable instrument. Alright, so we have quite a nice instrument rack with 3 layers. I'm just going to group the effects. Let's disable these for now, and I'm going to take a look at each of the layers. So first of all, we have quite a simple sine wave and a square, and this sine wave is using synth. And we're just layering these two sounds. And we have a really snappy envelope, only 20 milliseconds of decay, just assigned to envelope 2 for that sharp attack. All right, that's all here. Then we have a saw. We are just using 2 voices of unison to have a bit of wide signal in the background. And then also we have a reverb chain. Also saw. And then we are just band passing this sound. So it's pretty simple. Now, of course, we have sidechain on the group. And then also, let's take a look at the effects on here. First of all, a simple utility, just taking down the gain. With EQ, we're just cutting the very, very highs. Then we've got delay. Also in the ping pong setting. Reverb, pretty standard. We're just putting it in the background, adding even more reverb, even after our third chain. More EQing, just reducing the lows with a bell curve. And a clipper at the end, just for some saturation. Very subtle. All right, and the interplay of these two synths is quite interesting. So this key instrument is sort of acting like an elaborate reflection of what's going on here with the saw. So with the key, we're going from high notes to lower notes, and then this synth is climbing instead. Both these melodies could be main lead sounds. It's just a stylistic choice to use the key melody in a very subtle manner, just as a sort of reflection, as an echo underneath our saw, and it just gives this entire sound a much more sophisticated feel. Let's play all of this from the beginning. Alright, so let's take a look at pattern number 3 for today and give it a listen. So what's great about this pattern is that first of all, it's 16 bars, so it's quite long and it keeps our track nice and interesting and evolving. When we've got these long 16 bar patterns, we can subtly evolve this track over a long time. And it's not as repetitive as if we had a 4 or 8 bar pattern. Alright, so once again, let's minimize all of the effects on top and let me just show you the dry sound. We are here using 3 oscillators. We are using the sub as a simple square-ish sound, actually, not as a sub. Then we have this layered with a saw. And then we just have simple white noise. We are not even bothering with LFO assigned to the white noise, as this FM modulation just makes it enough. And we have the different filter for our saw and the white noise. The white noise just gets a bandpass for the very high frequencies. And the saw just gets a bit muffled here with filter 1. And we don't have any modulation at all. We only have 3 voices of classic unison, but very, very minimal amount. Now, on top, the magic happens here with roar in multi-band distortion mode. So the low band is pretty standard, just a bit of saturation. The high band is also saturating a bit, but then the mid band is just going over the top. So we are doing this overdrive and mixing this in pretty much 50-50. Then we've got reverb. Also, we are just cutting the lows and boosting the highs. We've got utility, which is increasing the width and reducing the gain. We've got delay. Ping pong setting and quite high feedback with the dry wet. So we are just soaking this sound in this delay. We are cutting the highs. It might look a bit weird, this combination of boosting the highs and then cutting the highs, but sometimes just it's easier to combine 2 EQs than trying to also fit a band like this inside here. So this was more of a mixing decision, and this was more of a sound design decision. And then we've got sidechain, of course, and the final saturator. Alright, I hope you found some of these sound design techniques useful. Make sure to check out our Music Production Academy with lots of start to finish courses on making tracks in various genres. And if you'd like to learn Ableton 12 with all the foundations of music production, check out the Beginner to Advanced Live 12 Start to Finish course. Make sure to also check out the Everything Bundle Collector's Edition, which includes all of the courses, sound packs and project files in our store. To see all of that, check the links in the video description. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, and if you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, write us a comment, and I will see you in the next ones.